Hello student, today I am going to teach you graph theory. Graph theory. Okay. First, what is the definition of graph theory? For graph, we denote capital G as the graph. G consists of two things. One is vertex, another is edge. V is called vertices or node or nodes. E is called edges. So when we write definition, what is the definition? G consists of non-empty set of vertices and edges is called the graph. For example, just draw A, V, C, D. Here, 4 vertices A, V, C, D. Edges are A, V, A, C and V, D. Okay. Then we go to the types of graph. First, finite graph. What is finite graph? Graph which consists of finite number of vertices and finite number of edges is called finite graph. V and graph, a graph which consists of finite number of vertices and finite number of edges is called finite graph. For example, we can see A, V, C, D. Here 4 vertices and 4 edges. So it is a finite graph. Next, we go to infinite graph. Infinite graph. What is infinite graph? A graph which consists of infinite number of vertices and infinite of number of edges is called a infinite graph. Similar definition, just display in the place of finite we just write infinite. Suppose a graph which consists of infinite number of vertices and infinite number of edges is called infinite graph. Next, we go to simple graph. What is a simple graph? First, look at the graph. Suppose it is a graph A, V, C, D. It is a graph. Here how many vertices? Here 4 vertices are present. Also here 4 edges. So first definition, simple graph, a graph in which each edge connect to different vertices. Look at this picture, look at this graph. Here AB, AC, BD and CV. Here 4 vertices. In 4 vertices, we get 4 edges, AC, AV, BD. So, by the definition, a graph in which each is connect to different vertices. Each is, suppose AV is a edge. It contains 2 vertices. AC is a edge. It also contains 2 vertices. So, by the definition, graph in which each edge connect to different vertices and where no two edges connect the same pair of vertices is called simple graph. Okay. Next, we go to multigraph. What is a multigraph? Multigraph first. 4 point multigraph. What is multigraph? Suppose a graph which is not a simple graph, It is called a multigraph. First, see the graph. Suppose it is a graph A, B, C, D. Look at the graph. Here 4 vertices are present, but in AC vertices 3 edges present, which is not a simple graph. Multi edges are present, so it is not a simple graph, so it is called a multigraph. What is the definition of multigraph? A graph which contains multi edges in 2 vertices is called a multigraph. Okay, then we go to the pseudograph. What is pseudograph? Suppose pseudograph. What is a pseudograph? What is pseudograph? Before pseudograph, first I will tell you what is a loop. Suppose this is a vertices and its starting point and end point is 1. It is called a loop. So this loop, when in a graph, loop present and multi-graph is multi-edges present, it is called a pseudograph. For example, suppose we just draw 1 vertices V1, V2, V3, V4. 4 vertices. Here V1, V2 vertices have 2 edges. V3 has a loop. So this is called pseudograph. A graph which contains loops and multi edges is called a pseudograph. Okay, next class I will teach you another types of graph. Okay.